Hey guys, welcome back to Words of War. My name is Jorge Guerra.
And I'm Sergio Guerra.
And today we're going to be reviewing Percy Jackson and Sea of Monsters. So Percy Jackson Sea of Monsters is the sequel to Percy Jackson Lightning Thief. So if you don't know, just in case, it is a series of books. So it's one of those books gone movies. So part two, a long time in the making, actually took a while. But it's about Percy Jackson, the son of Poseidon. Pretty much in the part one they thought he stole lightning, saved Olympus. So this is what happens afterwards. He's been in a camp with all these demigods, starting to kind of feel down on himself, you know, that maybe that was just a fluke and just kind of happened. And so, you know, he's kind of trying to find himself in this whole thing, and then, you know, bad guy from the past comes back and starts trouble again, and he finds a new brother, and it's like this whole big new adventure that's going on, you know, in just a big old adventure that's going on while he's trying to still find himself and figure out his place in this Olympian world. But for me, honestly, like I went into this movie, I really wanted to like it, just because of the fact that I love like Greek mythos and all that jazz. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I gave the first one a chance. And the first one was really campy. This one actually, I was really hoping from the previews that it wasn't going to be as much, but it was. I mean, like, it's kind of hard to swallow if you've ever read the books or ever heard the books. They're supposed to be like 12 or 13 in the books right now, and like these guys are like 17, 18. So there's a lot of little lines, a lot of situations that kind of feel a little hard to swallow. The acting wasn't horrible or anything. Just I think the script didn't flow well. Like for me, I didn't like it too much. There was too much that felt a little overlooked for me. This for me was definitely one of those movies that I go watch and then I definitely want to read the book because I feel like there was a lot left out. Like it just feels like information drops off somewhere and it's just you're picking up in different places for no reason. Even in some of the scenes it felt very like, hey, we're here, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, we just finished our journey over here, and it's like, well, what happened in those like 3 days or a week that was supposed to happen? But anyways, so I actually was, you know, I was really hoping a big fan, but it kind of fell flat for me. What did you think?
Well, I wasn't necessarily a big fan of the first one. You know, it was really campy. I liked aspects of it because I'm also a fan of like Greek mythology, and you know I love the characters. You know, and it just was kind of weird for me that in this world of Percy Jackson, all of Greek mythology happens in America. You know, it's like Olympus is in America, Medusa lives in America, everything is here, and they kind of continue on in this. And I get it; it's in the books, and the books I think are, you know, meant for a younger audience. You know, it seems like the kids in the books, you know, are younger, like middle school age or something. You know, so a lot of the things that happen in these stories, you know, would probably be entertaining for that age group. You know. And so I don't know if this movie was heading towards fulfilling that or not. I mean, I didn't necessarily think it was much better than the first one. It was, I think, shot better. It looks prettier. The CG looks, you know, actually pretty nice sometimes. But the story's lackluster, and it's kind of like, you know, I know, again, I haven't read the books, but I know in the books, it's like, you know, kind of like learning about Greek mythology through this new character, right? And you got to put him in America and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I get that. But this movie seemed to me like if you wanted to go to New York and Paris to travel, and you went to Vegas instead to check out the fucking, you know,
Statue of Liberty,
Eiffel Towers. Like that's what it felt like to me. Like if you want to know about Greek mythology, but you don't really want to work for it or like listen to the good stories because they're too long, check out this movie and you'll kind of get it. You know, that's how I felt watching the movie, unfortunately. Yeah. So, anyways, I wasn't necessarily a big fan. The story actually, in a weird way, you know, it feels very rehashed for me the whole way through. But in a weird way, it picked up for me right towards the end. Yeah. Maybe it's because of the fact that the whole movie you're just kind of like going, man, I swear I've seen this 50 times. You know, like in other movies, it's like almost blatantly like ripped off scenes. You know. Yeah,
there was a lot of little like. Other than that, there was a lot of little shout outs to like you know, like Perseus and the Odyssey and stuff like that, like little things. But yeah, I agree. Like I think there was a lot of just things that was and it did totally pick up towards the end. Like the culmination of everything that's happening, kind of like it feels like a lot of scenes, like I said, just put together. Yeah. For me, it felt like that.
Yeah, it felt like towards the end, it kind of actually surprises you. Like,
Yeah.
oh wow, look, there's something sort of original kind of happening here, and that's interesting. It definitely was filled with a lot of action. Huge redeeming quality. Nathan Fillion came out of this movie,
yeah, that's awesome.
and his whole scene literally woke me up. I was falling asleep,
Yeah.
and his whole scene woke me up. He was hilarious in it. The only thing that messed it up was, again, just weird things that I'm sure in the book
Yeah.
made sense. But anyways, don't want to give out. Give up too much of it. I just wasn't a big fan. If I had to rate it, I'd rate this movie a 5.
Yeah, I would honestly just go with a 6 because just the fact that there's enough stuff in it that I wouldn't mind watching it again. By some stuff in it, I mean Nathan Fillion and Alexandra Daddario, because she's just gorgeous and I will forgive a lot of stuff.
Real quick, also, so Alexandria, what?
Daddario?
Daddario.
That's how you pronounce it.
So, we'll try to. In the first film, have you seen that? Okay, there's another thing it turned me off a lot in this movie. She's the daughter of Athena, goddess of war and wisdom. Okay, so in the first one, I think that she did a very good job, and in the script, I think there was enough stuff in there for her to embody that. Okay, she was a warrior, and she's kind of like Percy Jackson's like almost nemesis in there or whatever. In this film, they have like another girl that embodies that.
Yeah.
Because she's the daughter of Hades, you know?
Ares.
Ares, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ares, the god of war, right?
Yeah.
And so, she got totally fucked. Like, I don't know if it happens in the books, but she just went from being this tough chick to, like, being saved various times, never really putting up a fight of her own. I mean, she comes up with some ideas, like hey, I'm the daughter of the goddess of wisdom, remember? But, but that's it. And she was very much, the character was totally changed. And, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm not huge into, the feminism movement, but I'm pretty sure that that's kind of pissed some people off, because it almost made me feel like, what the hell, she was cool.
From what I've heard, and we haven't read the book, so we're going straight off of just the movie.
Yeah.
From what I've heard is that her character and the Ares girl were actually combined in the first one. So if you guys know, let us know in the comments down below, because because they didn't even mention that, or they didn't even make a reference to that at all throughout the movie. So you did feel like what happened to this really cool, like, tough chick. Like, she was awesome back then, and I was just kind of like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like almost damsel in distress in some scenes. To me, it made no sense after having watched the first one. So maybe if this is your first take into it, it might be okay. But honestly, and I know we're ranting about this stuff, it's just because it wasn't a very good movie. This would have been a great TV show. If I had seen this on TV, like, 30 minutes at a piece or whatever, and they kind of developed the story a little longer, I would have been happy. Maybe on YouTube, if they did a YouTube show like this or whatever, that'd be awesome.
Well, I think
but it should have been called Percy Jackson, Sea of Monster. Because
that was one monster.
One monster, and they were there for like 10 minutes, and that was everything else was.
And it was like Pinocchio, like, pretty much, but yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry, I know we're ranting.
It's alright.
But let us know what you think on the comments down below. Thanks again for watching. We'll give our ratings, right?
Yeah.
All right,
but
cool.
link, subscribe,
So that's what
all
we
that
think.
jazz. But yeah, share if you'd like to, because we're totally ranking now. But okay, one more time, Sergio
Guerra.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.